Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we are going to be talking about Silver Surfer with a CTP of Rage in PvP, because this is a hot topic, and Silver Surfer Tier 3, Silver Surfer Black, is getting a ton of comparisons to Jean Grey Tier 3, and he is, eclipsing her and surpassing her in PvE content, with and without a Rage, in my opinion. But how does he perform in PvP with a PvE build, with a CTP of Rage build? Because we all know how good Jean Grey is with either uniform, with a CTP of Rage, or in this case I've agreed, but when I had a Rage, you could still win 90-95% of your battles, most of the time on autoplay, because she's just that strong. So how does Silver Surfer match up? Well, I'll give you guys a summary right now. I don't think that Silver Surfer is as good as Jean Grey with the CTP of Rage. He just doesn't have enough of the same tools that she has, and he doesn't have as much HP, he doesn't have as much damage. Like, he has got the reflect, and he's got other things that make him good, like iframe ignore, but a lot of those things just don't work as well as you might hope when you have a CTP of Rage, when you don't have guard break immunity, when you have 75% dodge, which sort of negates the counterattack. So yeah, my baseline right now is that he's much better than Jean Grey in PvE content. I'd say with or without a Rage, he's much better than Tier 3 Jean Grey. And with a Rage, he's clearly superior in almost all, if not all, PvE content. You know, World Boss, Shadowland, Giant Boss Raid, stuff like that. But when it comes to PvP, there is still no one better with a CTP of Rage or with a PvE build than Jean Grey. I mean, yeah, you could argue for Black Widow or Yelena or someone like that with a CTP of Energy, like a PvE build there. But those are specific circumstances, and you have to play manually. You can't play on auto necessarily. Jean Grey is just in a cut above the rest. But I think, here's the good news. I think you can still make Silver Surfer work in PvP with a PvE build. So I'm going to first show you what I was originally doing, which is taking the exact same team that I had when I had a regen on Silver Surfer and just bringing them in. So we've got two supports here. Phyla-Vell is giving my Silver Surfer increased all attack and skill damage bonus damage, so he gets a huge bump from Phyla-Vell. And then Nova Richard Rider is giving him the ignore dodge and increased damage against supervillains. So he gets a ton of buffs from these two characters. You can see his energy attack spikes. He's still got 70,000 HP because the rest of my build is still the same with all these HP and Odin's Blessing Uru, heal Uru. But let's go ahead and take this into some battles here so you guys can see what happens. Okay, I want you guys to pay close attention to what happens when my Silver Surfer gets hit. I'm gonna do my best to avoid getting hit, but when you get hit, you'll see what happens. Well, we're dodging here, but that's good. We have to bait out the next third skill here. Okay, and then we're gonna do 5 into 4. And okay, so we got the first kill. Pretty straightforward, just have to play very cautiously. See what happens there? Again, I can move away further to avoid that, but you see that rocking back that happens? Now we're gonna get the kill here. We got the kill, and we're probably gonna get this kill here on oh, we're getting rocked. We're probably gonna get this kill on Phyla-Vell. Oh, we dodged that, so we're not gonna get the kill. We're gonna die. Okay, so we got rocked into submission. That's basically what happened. So we're gonna try to get the kill here. There we go. And we have to clean up with Richard Rider. So this is what I was finding when I was testing out Silver Surfer, is that he definitely still has the kill potential, and you definitely still have the 3 for the counterattack, although sometimes it doesn't work. I got terribly unlucky against that Phyla-Vell. Let's try a different team here and see if this works maybe a little bit more in our favor. We got terribly unlucky against that Phyla-Vell with the dodge. You could say that was just a chance thing, but especially in this map, look, you get trapped by the 5th skill and you're done. I can't move. I legit can't move. I'm getting, it's like Jean Grey's 5th skill. You're getting insta-rocked, right? So again, we're going to get this kill because of the reflect. Okay, I shouldn't have, that was actually kind of dumb. I shouldn't have stood there. But we're going to get that kill. But now we have to clean up here with Richard and with Phyla-Vell because he died. There we go. So this is what I was finding, and this is what I was pretty disappointed about with regards to Silver Surfer, is that without the guard break immunity from an obelisk or a CTP of regen or something like that, he gets rocked endlessly. So I think at the beginning of the video you guys saw, if you were paying attention, that I actually didn't have Phyla-Vell on the team. Now, I think Phyla-Vell is a better support than Richard Rider for Silver Surfer. So if we're counting the supports, Phyla-Vell is better. However, my Richard Rider is more built for PvP. He's got a lot of HP Urus and Odin's Blessing heals, and he's got a CTP of Greed, whereas my Phyla-Vell still has a Rage. She's just not really built for PvP. So we are going to be sticking with Rider as a second option, just in the rare chance that Silver Surfer dies. But here's the thing. With help from our friend Nick Fury, he's currently the only character in the game that gives super armor to all allies. Now, if Silver Surfer had the Fantastic Four ability, unfortunately, he does not have the Fantastic Four ability. He only has the Cosmic Power. If he had the Fantastic Four ability, you could take advantage of Thing's Family Man passive, which does give super armor to all allies, and it actually, well, all Fantastic Four allies, and it gives 40% all attack. Thing and Silver Surfer would be a very nice combo together. Unfortunately, they didn't give Silver Surfer the Fantastic Four ability. I'm not really sure why. I think as this Silver Surfer, he really should have the Fantastic Four ability, but okay, sure. He's just like a part-time friend of the Fantastic Four. They're pretty close, but I don't know. Maybe Netmarble hasn't read that many comics. But Nick Fury here is actually providing such an important role. And so you can see here, all hero allies, super armor, all defense plus 30%, immunity to incapacitation, and increases damage. The increased damage dealt to supervillains is nice. There's not a lot of supervillains right now in Vibranium because Thanos is banned. You can see a few Apocalypses, but it's mostly Silver Surfers and Colossus. And Colossus is the only villain there. Now, I believe Silver Surfer already has immunity to incapacitation. Yeah, so you're not going to get that doubled. But the increased damage, but especially the super armor is huge. It's gigantic. I really did not think it was going to be this good, but I was frustrated with how I was doing, so I decided to try it out, and the results are magnificent. It's not as good. It's not quite as good as Jean Grey, but check this out. When you get caught by a skill, you can just surf your way out of it. So let me actually try to bait his 5th skill so you guys can see what happens. I want him to use his 5th skill on purpose. I don't want him to tier 3 me. You know what? He might tier 3 me. All right, we might have to wait a little bit here. Okay, we're going to reset his tier 3. I want him to... See, look. You can just walk out of it. You can just surf out of it. Surf your way out of it. So he doesn't have guard break immunity penetration. Look at that. See, you can just surf right out of the skills. You can get stunned and stuff. But as far as... See, look, I can just surf in and out. You get kind of stutter stepped a little bit. He kind of stutters just a tiny bit. But it's nothing compared to what was happening before. Nothing at all. It's completely different, right? The counterattack is so much more consistent. This is like night and day. I felt so much more comfortable, and it feels so much safer to play. I think he's still not as good. Basically, in my opinion, Rage doesn't do anything for PvP fights. I mean, he gives you the crit rate, I guess, but he already has crazy crit rate. The dodge, again, has counter synergy. But let me run a few more fights here. So basically, you know, this is the funny thing now, because certain characters have guard break immunity penetration. See, look at this. You can just surf in and out. Untouchable. You see that? How nice is that? So because certain characters... Did you use your 3rd skill? No. So because certain characters like Nova, Sam Alexander, Nova Richard Rider, and Jean Grey, because certain characters have iframe ignore penetration... Or sorry, not iframe ignore penetration. Guard break immunity penetration. Right? Because some of these characters have that... and it's been acknowledged by the devs. He has it as well. You see, I'm still getting rocked back. So some characters have this guard break immunity penetration, but if you have a CTP of regen or greed or whatever, if you have guard break obelisk, it doesn't matter, right? So you know they said in the patch notes, Nova Richard Rider will have guard break immunity penetration on Chain Explosion Smash. So when he gets guard break immunity penetration, it doesn't matter what you have equipped. If it's a CTP of destruction, authority, regen, greed, if it's an obelisk with guard break immunity, invincibility, guard break immunity, you could have a double guard break immunity obelisk. As soon as Jean Grey does her 5th skill, as soon as he does his 3rd skill, or Nova Sam Alexander does his 2nd skill, you're gonna get rocked back. You can see them getting rocked, the little robots getting rocked back. So in this case, it doesn't matter that I don't have one, because as long as I can avoid those skills, either because the characters are banned or because I can play around them or kill them before they use those skills, kill Richard Rider when he's doing the 5th skill, kill Jean Grey when she's doing 1, 2, 3, or 4, it doesn't really matter. All I need is the super armor from Nick Fury to ensure that I don't get rocked back when I'm getting hit by regular skills, because pretty much all skills now have guard break. So it's really confusing, but there's guard break, and then there's guard break immunity, and then there's super armor, and then there's super armor penetration, and now there's guard break immunity penetration. It's honestly convoluted and kind of dumb, but welcome to Marvel Future Fight, and welcome to most mobile games. So if you go ahead and read what guard break is a skill that cancels your skill. So it basically interrupts whatever animation you're doing. It doesn't just interrupt skill animations, it interrupts movement animations. That's why instead of my Silver Surfer going, like surfing away, he was getting rocked back and he was stuck in place. So because of that, and because Silver Surfer doesn't have super armor, any skill now, and pretty much nowadays, every single skill has guard break. Any skill will lock him in place. You can tell guard break. You can tell that a skill guard breaks if you go into Shadowland and you just try any skill. So you use the skill on an enemy and you just watch if the skill interrupts them or not. So if you go ahead and you take older characters that have been around for a long time, not all of their skills have guard break. I'm not talking about guard break penetration. I'm just talking about regular guard break. So if you take a character like Black Bolt, for example, while he's attacking, his skills don't have guard break. Not all of his skills have guard break. So while he's attacking, you'll see that She-Hulk and Jessica Jones can still attack me. Okay, so you see some of my skills don't interrupt. See, she's getting hit, but she's not interrupted. Sometimes, see that skill, see his fifth skill? His fifth skill has that rock back animation. That skill has guard break. But now his fourth skill doesn't. His fourth skill doesn't. His fifth skill does, but his fourth skill doesn't, because they keep attacking me. Okay, the way that they've designed characters nowadays, every single character has guard break on every single skill. So you take Gorilla Man, you take Phyla-Vell, you take Yelena, any of the new characters, any of the characters released in the last year, pretty much all of their skills 1 to 5 have guard break, which is why you can take low-level characters into Shadowland and you can do stage 1 or stage 2, because they're permanently it's perma stun locking. Basically, they're perma stun locking the enemy, and they're perma guard breaking with every single skill. And you can see that in Shadowland, because almost every character in Shadowland doesn't have super armor. So that is why you absolutely must have super armor at the very minimum. We've sort of gone away in PvP. It's interesting. We've sort of gone away from suggesting or recommending super armor because we always say you must have guard break immunity. But we also acknowledge that there are certain characters like Jean Grey, like both of the Novas, that have guard break immunity penetration. And now we know that the devs even acknowledge that this is a thing because they put it in the patch notes for the Silver Surfer mini update that Richard Rider was going to have guard break immunity penetration on his third skill. So in this case, you know, if you're going to get guard broken by those skills regardless, right? And otherwise you're going to win all the time, if you use super armor with Nick Fury, might as well have a PvE build, but you can take them into PvP as well. So I see this as a major win. Not only does it give Silver Surfer more value in PvP with a PvE build, we're gonna take on a real team here, but it also gives Nick Fury more value, and I'm really hyped about that because I haven't made videos, I haven't talked about Nick Fury in a while. So yeah, this is really easy now. Of course I can still die, but you can see I have over 200,000 HP. But I'm not worried about getting guard broken because Silver Surfer doesn't have that, you know, those really stun locking abilities. I can walk away, I can surf away from any of his skills, right? None of his skills are going to lock me into place. Look at this. I can surf around, I can cast my skills. Okay, he got the jump on us. Very cute, very, very cute. Okay, bye now. Yeah, very cute for like 5 seconds. Colossus does have a few guard break immunity penetration skills, but they don't do enough damage to kill you, and then you just have to wait for the third skill to be off cooldown, pop the third skill, and you will iframe ignore, and you will counter attack. The other thing about Colossus and why Silver Surfer never misses Aura of Radiance against Colossus is because Colossus gives himself 100% ignore dodge. So you got to think about the counter play. He gives himself 100% ignore dodge for 3 seconds when he does the fifth skill. I believe his fifth skill and maybe his second skill have a guard break immunity penetration, but when he gives himself 100% ignore dodge, he neutralizes the dodge on Silver Surfer to guarantee that you will counterattack. So Colossus actually gets himself killed faster by doing that, which is really interesting. So yeah, I wanted to bring that to you guys. I really love the intricacies of PvP and Marvel Future Fight, even though it's so hard to find them and it's so hard to justify using them when you can just slap you know, a Jean Grey into any team and just steamroll 10 out of 10 victories for the whole week. Some people think that this is futile. Some people think that I'm sort of wasting my time, and it's you know, it doesn't matter anyways because the rewards in PvP are terrible, but hopefully they will be good again sometime soon in the future of 2020. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Silver Surfer with a Rage in PvP. Not quite as good as Jean Grey, but honestly, I would still consider him a top 5 threat, and you can still win 99% of your matches if you play manually with a CTP of Rage. Should I keep this on him, or should I swap to a CTP of Regen like I had? And then am I going to run Nick Fury? I mean, it would be even better. Like, Thanos is not going to stand a chance, right? Because right here, I have 95% increased damage against villains. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.